I'm Steph.
And I'm Richard. Today's question comes from Hi, my name is Ms. Hi, my name is. Have your beauty standards changed since you moved to Korea? Has your idea of beauty changed? Example, tan skin in America is desirable, whereas in Korea, pale skin is valued and tan skin is considered undesirable and tacky.
I think coming back to Korea after being in the US for about a month, I realized more than ever that my beauty standards have completely and totally changed.
Is that because the people in Korea are more beautiful than the people in America?
No, it's just because I live in Korea, and so I feel like to a certain extent my own self is subjected to their beauty standards, though as a foreigner we're slightly set apart from that. Living back in the US for at least a short period of time, there are certain things that are different. For example, when I went back to the US, I was like, oh, this food that I've missed for so long, and so I ate it all up, and now I look in the mirror and I'm like,
Baby, you look fine. Yeah, so we both gained a couple of pounds from all of the delicious and gluttonous food that we ate back there. And how could we resist? We don't get to eat the real American food unless we go back there. They got it here, but it's not the same. And so now we're gonna start doing some exercise, right?
True, but even so, it's like in the US, even if I gained 10 pounds, say, I was still considered really small there. And then coming back to Korea, I'm just like,
it's terrible, yeah. You shouldn't feel that way at all. I still think you're beautiful. I think most people are gonna think that you're beautiful. You probably gained how much? 3 pounds?
You're so kind.
How much weight did you gain?
I gained 10 pounds.
Come on, did you really?
Yeah.
No way.
I think.
10 pounds? So let's get right down to it. Here versus the United States, beauty standards, how are they different?
The first thing that I would say that's really different is the one that was actually mentioned in the question, which is pale skin versus tan skin.
This is huge here.
Yes. I always use this as an example, actually, whenever I was teaching my classes, because I would tell this story of when my sister got married. She went and got a tan so that she would be more beautiful for her wedding. And all of my students were absolutely shocked. Why anybody would want to have a tan for their wedding, because here it's almost considered a taboo thing. You don't want to be tan.
That's right. Now that I've been living here for 5 years, I've noticed this. They are all wanting to have white skin.
Yes. They all want to be pale. In fact, most of your facial products actually either have 50 SPF or some sort of skin whitener built in.
I gotta admit myself too, when we were on the way back in the airplane, there were 2 guys that were sitting next to me, and when we were filling out our immigration forms, I noticed they had Korean passports. They were both really, really dark, and the only thing I could think of was, were they born that way, or did they go somewhere where it was really sunny and they both tried to get a tan? Because I know this place, there's no way that those guys would choose to be as dark as they were, I'm suspecting. And you know, it's kind of a weird thing to say, but they looked fine to me, but to Korean standards, they're not the desirable skin tone.
Yes, and there's some girls and some guys that I've met in this country that I think are absolutely gorgeous. When I try to explain it to my students, I kind of try to explain it to them as they see dark skin as people who had to work outside and work in the fields, and that's undesirable. People want office jobs, they want to stay in the house. That is considered somebody who has a lot of money. But in the US and a lot of other Western style countries, we consider a tan an awesome thing because that means that you got to go to the beach and relax and hang out and not have to work in an office. I actually got a pretty good tan this summer, and a part of me is like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna go back and like little kids are gonna be like, dirty teacher, dirty teacher.
We're kind of caught in between now, right? Because we still like to get a tan every now and then, but we know that it's not good for our health, and we also sort of know that Korean people look down on it a little bit, even though we're not Korean. The other thing I wanted to say about this is that you see the women, especially in the streets here, walking around, visor, umbrella, skin mask over their face, arms covered.
It's to protect their skin so they stay pale. I'm a naturally very pale person, and so growing up I actually had a hard time with that because I could never really get as tan as everybody else. But coming to Korea and people saying, oh, your skin's so pale, it's so beautiful, I was like, yeah!
You just fit right in here.
Score. Another thing that I actually kind of learned to embrace in Korea was my small bib size, because
you're about average here, I would say.
Actually, I'm not. I'm actually the smallest in Korea.
No, you're not.
Yes.
I'm talking about you and blending in with the Korean women and the way that they're made.
Okay, true, I do blend in a lot better, but if I do go into the bra shopping store, I'm still like the smallest bra size.
Don't tell them that. That's TMI.
You don't find a whole lot of Korean girls that are overly well endowed. In fact, I've never heard or seen anyone who's had to have a breast reduction surgery.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, in Korea, it's pretty rare. I think it's completely unheard of. But you do see some breast augmentations, but you don't see a lot of that.
But it's enlargement, not reduction.
Yes, you do see some of that, and you do find a whole lot of stuff that's built for girls with smaller chests, like bathing suits that have padding like this.
I always find myself a bit surprised when I see a woman in this country who is well endowed, because they really are so rare.
Yeah, it's very rare. But going along with that, I have a hard time going out in low-cut shirts because it's not something that people do. Our standard of sexy in the US, where we have low-cut shirt and
High skirt line.
a higher skirt line,
If you're wearing a skirt.
it's different. I mean, in the US, if you wear a mini skirt and high heels, then you're considered slutty, to be honest.
It's true, right? And here there a lot of girls, young girls, you see them on our campus, you see them in the street, they're walking with the short skirt, they look sexy, they look really good, and it means nothing. I don't know, you tell me, what does it mean?
It's not supposed to mean anything. Wearing short
It's
skirts
fashion, right?
and high heels, what I read is that it makes you look taller.
Well, you gotta believe everything you read. Is there anything else in terms of clothing in Korea that stands out to you?
The one thing that kind of stands out to me is you are always dressed up every time you go out anywhere. I mean, even people who go hiking wear extremely nice clothes. I went hiking with you one time and I wore a pair of like cut-off shorts and
I
a
remember
raggedy
that.
t-shirt
Yeah.
with a ball cap on my head, and I looked so out of place
You
hiking.
were the most dressed down person out on the mountain, yeah.
Exactly. There are all these Korean people walking around in these fancy tracksuits going for their hike, and I felt really awkward and out of place.
This is not true for everywhere, but generally speaking, they're either really dressed up or they're so dressed down that you know they're not going anywhere because they're wearing flip-flops and sweatpants and a really old shirt because they're having a cigarette outside and or they're going to the corner store.
One more thing I wanted to mention about style is that they embrace a quirkier style. Like yesterday, I was actually going to the store and I saw two people wearing cartoon outfits. It was couple wear, but they were still wearing like cartoon figures and a hoodie with ears on it. And that's not something that I would see as often in the US.
And that's another thing, they do couples dress up with exactly the same shirt on. When we were home this summer, I did see one American couple wearing the same shirts. It was an older couple, probably in their 40s. I almost shat my pants because you never see that in the United States, and here you see it all the time. I thought, oh my God, they must be influenced somehow by Korea.
Really?
Does the couple dressing up the same happen in any other country besides Korea?
No, but sometimes people like to dress up for other reasons.
We have no idea.
I don't know. Well, no, at most Asian countries, Japan, I think they do it too.
Do they do that in Japan?
And
I don't know.
Taiwan and China.
Anybody living in Japan, do they dress up as couples or Taiwan? Let us know.
Yeah,
We
because
don't know about that.
we really don't.
You know what else everyone's doing here is they're dyeing their hair. I saw somebody in the crosswalk yesterday. She was probably in her late 40s or early 50s. Her hair was going gray. I only knew that because she had roots and she hadn't dyed her hair in probably 2 or 3 weeks. But even the old lady that lives across the street who's 86 dyes her hair whenever she gets enough money to do it.
Yeah, everybody does it.
All doing it.
The guy who does our tires.
Whenever
He's an
I-
old dude
right.
and he dyes his hair too.
That's right.
You don't find as many hair dye colors. You have like 20 shades of black and 20 shades of brown, but really you only have like one shade of blonde, and it's something really weird like yellow hair. Well, we have to talk about shoes. Girls in Korea wear high heels all the time, and shoes are really cheap and easy to get, so...
I feel like that's changing a little bit. I'm starting to see, especially my students, wear more sneakers, especially the girls. They just know that it's more comfortable. It's going to help them further along in the day. But at the same time, you see, oh my God, I said at the same time.
You're turning into me.
Oh my God.
When I talk about chopstick legs, one thing that actually kind of makes me a little perturbed about their beauty is some of them are so obsessed with being so super thin that they want, I've heard people say, oh, but teacher, I want to have chopstick legs. The problem with their standard of skinny beauty is sometimes things get really, really twisted and messed up. And there are a lot of problems with eating disorders. There are a lot of problems with bad health. girls, it really bothers me actually.
What is the difference in makeup between here and the rest of the world?
One thing I notice is, first off, I mentioned there's a lot of skin whiteners and a lot of the makeup. And the other thing that's really key that I find is that everybody wears it all of the time. But I find that if I don't actually wear makeup one day, then people will be like, oh, you look tired today. Are you okay? Are you sick? Men wear it too. Men wear BB cream a lot. You can find it in the men's aisles. You can find makeup there. And girls wear it as well. But girls wear makeup all the time.
I'll tell you what, the men wear BB cream so much is that I'm starting to consider wearing BB cream even though I'm not even still sure what it is.
You're gonna wear BB cream?
I don't know. What is it? Should I wear it?
It's the stuff that I wear all the
Introduce
time.
it to me.
Okay, I will totally introduce it.
Get some BB cream!
We should do totally like a makeover Rick.
It's product of our own environment. We live here, we're just trying to fit in even though our face looks nothing like a Korean's, and I'm gonna be wearing BB cream in a minute because
I'm gonna make a let's turn Rick into
we're going to
a
get BB
K-pop
cream
star.
right after this video's done.
So that does it for today's Life in Korea.
Hey guys, we're trying to make these videos as best as we possibly can, so if you have a question about Korea that you'd like us to try to answer, head to the Hallyu Back Facebook page and leave us a note on our wall, or leave it in the comment section below, or you can leave us a question on our blog.
And like this video, add it to your favorites, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more drama
and Life in Korea videos. That's it for today's Life in Korea.
Experience it!
Experience it!
So BB cream?